Good evening, one and all. Welcome along. It is season 5, episode 63 of the UK Dallas Cowboys podcast. Tonight, we have the Dallas Cowboys War Room live and in person for you. We have Joe, Jerry Jones, Francis in the house. Jamie, John, Paul, Stephen Jones in the house. We have Craig, Will McClay, Cameron in the house. And we have Paul, Shy Cowboy, Anderson, Jones in the house.
Great. Wonderful. I'm just a bystander. Lovely.
And of course, my usual Tuesday night partner in crime, Mr. Mike, Stephen Jones, Poland. How are things, gentlemen?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I got the worst one.
Yeah. Almost the draft. We're here. We're finally here.
I object. I am now Mike McCarthy. I object.
No.
Like
if you're not careful, you're going to be Haley Anderson.
Well, okay.
But how are we all doing, gentlemen? It is 2 days to the draft. Joe, as always, in with the comments good and early. He says for some reason he's not excited about the draft unless something big happens.
Yeah, it's probably not the most exciting draft we anticipated this year. We've only got 7 draft picks this year, no 4th rounder. If we had done much in the off season, then we could be a little bit more excited. But it just seems like likely chance we could be trading back. That seems to be the rumor mill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've said for weeks, either trade back or far more unlikely trade up, but just show something of a pulse, because we went into the off season with 3 big contracts to manage, and from the sounds of it, we haven't started to even engage with them. We had holes and we've made them worse and hardly plugged them, and we've got less capital. We need to show a pulse. So I agree with Paul. I'm not buzzing in terms of what we can do or what we may actually do.
I suppose even if we fill some of those holes, though, O-lineman, linebacker, running back, if we hit home runs on all of those 3, what's our best expectations for the season, really?
Yeah,
still knocking it out of the park, to be honest.
And that's the question for the following season. We don't know what's going to happen with Dak. We don't know what's going to happen with CD or Micah or anything like that. So there's going to be a lingering question, not what we do with this season, but for the following season. So, and like Craig mentioned, we haven't done those contracts. So it's a lot of it's up in the air. So I think the expectation is we need to go in with this season with very low expectations, regardless. And if we do well, then great. But it's just one of those ones right now. We're just kind of like, what is the future for the Dallas Cowboys in the next 4 to 5 years?
Yeah.
Do you know? Usually I'm Mr. Doom and Gloom, but everyone's clearly not looking forward to that. I'm gonna put a positive spin on things for once.
Oh my God, Jimmy, are you high?
Yeah. I must have had too much whiskey, Paul, and too much time brew. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's the unknown because we're drafting so far down, so we're at the mercy of everybody else's board. And the draft's pretty deep in positions we need, so we're liable to get. If we stay pat at every position that we're at, we're liable to get 4 starters, 3 at worst. But who knows? It's like I say, I think we've touched on it a few times, haven't we? As long as the Cowboys don't trade out that first round and make us stay up all right through to the early hours for absolutely nothing, yeah.
We've got I'm not gonna lie, Jamie, but the chances of the chance of maybe going into early second round is a possibility. But I agree with you. Like, I think if we were to move out the first round, it's something that Jerry does not want to do. Like, he loves his fifth year option with players, so I don't see us moving out the first round. I can see us trading back maybe 4 or 5 spots, depending who's available. Like, see if there's like 3 offensive linemen that we've been looking at, like, I don't know, like Powers Johnson, Graham Barton, Tyler Guyton, all those type of guys. One of those guys are going to be bound to be there if we were to trade back 5 spots because other teams will have other needs.
Mike, you're being very quiet. You're taking it all in.
Yeah, there's enough of you, so I'm listening. You know, when it comes to the draft, I love it too much, and college football. So I just like it. At the moment, I'm listening to what everybody else has to say. So I'm going to take your takes in. And plus, also, this is like the bittersweet show, really. This is like the last project prospect for the season for 2024. So we go back to being ships in the night after this, Brian.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like from here, we don't see each other till the Cowboys are finished playing football in 2023. You know, unless something big happens.
Yeah.
And I think this year
That
we're going to have
week
something big happen. What?
That week 17.
Don't mention that to Graham Wilson. He was there in person.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's the playoffs. That's the playoffs. Sorry,
That's
my
week
mistake.
18.
My mistake.
It's easy to make, Paul. I mean,
It's-
we're in the second season of 17 games.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, we've been doing it at these project shows. I mean, like, we didn't do it season 1, so it's like 4 years. And, like, you know, we start hitting this the moment the Cowboy season's over, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, we're here. You know, it goes so quickly. So here we go. But I think I kind of disagree with the expectation side of it all because it's too hard to say. Like, all right, I get what people's qualms are with what the Cowboys in the front office has done during the offseason, during free agency. We all, though, kind of know that this is the Cowboys' way. Right? The expectation has to be the Cowboys are not going to be players in free agency. It's just who they are. It's just how they operate. They do it for a number of reasons. One of them is because they know that they draft really, really well. And the other side is that they like those compensatory picks. By not being big players in free agency, we get these extra picks that they get every year. Next year, I think we're up for about 3 or 4. So I know it's not worth everything, you know, but it means that you get extra dips into the pot. You get some extra lottery tickets come this time of year. And compensatory picks generally tend to be middle of day 3 and beyond. And ironically, that's when the Cowboys draft really, really well. Like round 1, they kind of like have a very particular system that goes on with the BPA system. Once you get to day 3, they really, really leave it to the guys like Will McClain and the rest of them to figure it out. And they do such a good job. They strike. And they you know, these are some of their biggest value picks that become major players. Donovan Wilson being a good example, and I'm picking up because he's an Aggie. But
Yeah,
go on, Paul.
I was going to say Marquise Bell as well.
Yeah, Marquise Bell, another good example.
Marquise
You know,
Bell was
it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UDFAs, you know, they play a huge role for
That's
the
always
Cowboys
a
as well.
huge part for us because, you know, tracking it back, like, look, I have to do it. I haven't done it in a few weeks. Track it back to 2013 Jeff Heath.
Yeah.
You know, Lyle Collins,
There's
Marquise Bell,
another.
Brandon Aubrey. He was a free agent.
Kicker.
You know,
Terrence Steele.
Terrence Steele. Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of. Some guy named Tony Romo. I mean, I don't think he was much good, but he was an undrafted free agent. So they always do great work there too.
I mean, you could actually put Dak Prescott in that situation as well, being a 4th round.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like he kind of robbed himself because of an off-field issue at the time. We don't need to go into it. There's no point. You know, that kind of dropped him down, which kind of saved the Cowboys. And then a run of bad luck happens. Now, imagine if you had said back when the Cowboys drafted Dak Prescott, he's going to be your starting quarterback when Tony Romo gets injured, we'd all be like, what? Third string quarterback? You've got to be kidding me. Ends up being rookie of the year. Expectations can be low right now, which is understandable. I get it. But I would say put it on the shelf for during the draft because you just don't know what's going to turn up. Imagine turning around and saying, we're going to draft a cornerback. We're going to get one of the best cornerbacks in this year's draft. And that's going to save our skins. That's going to be the thing that leads us to the promised land. And what happens during the draft, all the good top quality first round cornerbacks all come off the board. So we're going to trade down. We're going to trade down and we're going to take an off-ball linebacker. But we're not going to use him as an off-ball linebacker. We're going to make him a pass rusher. Not only is he going to be a pass rusher, he's going to be the best pass rusher in the NFL. And he's going to completely transform this defense. That's Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
It can swing so quickly. And that's why I just think that right now it can be down, but this is the season of hope. This is when the team gets better, no matter what they do.
Yeah.
So before we go too much further and we actually start into the mock draft, we get you guys as the war room in place. Look, Jerry and Mike McCarthy had their press conference earlier this evening. I was overjoyed to hear Jerry Jones refer to us as the 24th best team in the NFL. I mean, what are the thoughts, gentlemen?
He needs to start drinking the Kool-Aid.
I say it every time, but whenever Jerry Jones opens his mouth, just take it with a pinch of salt, no matter what is said. You just literally have to ignore anything that is said.
Honestly, Jerry should be a bloody politician. Never really gives you a straight answer.
Yeah. And says like, if you want to say, I'll go on further for you, Paul. A politician like Donald Trump who will say the most shocking things.
It's when he says it and the camera pans to the specialist at the side who's like, what?
Yeah,
on earth is he on about?
Oh, yes.
You
Jazz Cowboys are the best in the world. Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, God.
Right. Now Paul is going to tell now what Paul is going to show you, everybody, his Australian accent.
Mike, you can go and jump off a cliff.
And moving on from that, look, obviously, we know we're in the midst of the lying season. A lot of reports have been coming out in the past few days about players who are carrying injuries. Players are starting to come down boards. Obviously, last weekend, we had T'Vondre Sweat with a known case, which he owned up to, which he went straight to the police station about. His own head coach had said, look, we knew about this. He has learned from it. He has moved on. We've had the Brian Thomas Jr. Hello, Ernie. The Brian Thomas Jr. injury come out earlier today. We've had the Jackson Powers Johnson injury hanging around for the last couple of weeks, you know. So, I mean, is there a headline that's starting to push a player or two down your boards?
Tyler Guyton is the name that's actually popping up quite a lot for the Cowboys right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but this time of the headlines, okay. What you got to remember is when you get to this stage of what's going on, Sweat is a very, very different case because Sweat is got issues with his weight, issues with immaturity, not turning up on time, not taking football seriously, partying late at night. This is all stuff that we knew in advance. So when you hear about a DUI case cropping up, you're kind of like not surprised by it. The rest of it, this time of year, anything that comes out on the news cycle is coming from agents. It's not coming from the team. It's not coming from the players. It's not coming from the front office of places. It's coming from agents, and they're doing it specifically for a reason. And my guess is for Thomas Jr., he's told he wants to play for a very particular team, for a certain team, and he's his agent has released this news to put other teams off.
Yeah.
But obviously, whichever team he's very eager to go to, he's telling them the agent would be in cahoots effectively and saying, look, this isn't the case.
I'm actually quite surprised that's the case. That means the player's going to be out of money, essentially, because the lower the draft pick you're going to be, the less you're going to make. So I'm quite generally surprised by that tactic, if that's the case.
You know what it's only because I was watching some stuff on NFL Network last couple of days. Just we kind of things that are coming out. Like, do you feel like at some point we're going to get kind of an Eli Manning situation where someone like we had it, didn't we, at the start, where all this rubbish out about saying that Caleb Williams didn't want to play for the Bears. Like I've said, like someone's blowing smoke. You know what I mean? But it's like, do you feel like because it's starting to kind of surface a lot more? Like the last couple of drafts, do you feel like we might end up with one of those situations again over the next couple of years?
I think it's moving that way because players definitely. What was it? It was Tom Brady the other day was saying about players are coming out thinking of me and thinking of the brand, thinking of their short career and so on, rather than thinking of the team. Maybe the NIL thing is shifting it, so again they're trying to get it early, but going. What Paul said, yeah, they'll lose a little bit of money, relatively speaking, by getting picked 18th rather than 12th. But then now they're with a team that is one piece away rather than 5 pieces away from being successful and building a brand. And I was the reason that the Bengals are now back in the AFC Championship. I think that's more important than being thought of as Zach Wilson, Panthers quarterback whose name escapes me.
Bryce Young.
Thank you. Who has all the talent, but of course, because of the draft situation, gets paid more to be in an awful situation and kind of never gets heard of again until they get traded away in the 4th, 5th year.
But then don't you think some of the teams would wise up eventually if this becomes a thing of affecting their draft stock by putting out these rumours, whatever you want to call it? Teams are going to wise up quite quickly to that and going on. I'm going to fall for that. I don't feel personally.
I think the best way to describe this NFL draft every year is mental warfare when it comes to the general managers. It really is.
Yeah.
Like it's word of mouth, and people will be like, essentially, it's like, oh, is that real type of thing? And they'll put a lot of doubt, and then it might make the pick that they might not anticipated of doing it in the first place, and might lose it in the guy that they actually truly wanted.
I mean, that's the big one, is that they're all in cahoots. They're all in conversation with each other. So when this sort of thing comes out, they will ask the questions, and then they will have conversations, and it will be, what do you know? And it'll be a case of more that, well, this is done for a reason. And it's not so much that it puts them off because they're scared of the injury. It's like, oh, okay. So now that they know that there's this particular story or bit of information surrounding that player, it swings them off in a different way. They kind of go, okay. And they understand what this is all about. Because they all know it's all a game.
Yeah, it's a shift. If it was a case, I mean, the GMs all want an advantage over each other and to, be the Kevin Costner of the draft, which I'm going to watch on Thursday.
I just watched it.
It's on Netflix.
I know. I just literally just watched it before I came on.
But if that, going back to what you were saying, Joe, if it's a case of the league wising up, if the GMs as a body start thinking that they're being taken advantage of, or the players are getting too much power, or as you were saying, Jamie, about when do players more start to hold out and refuse picks? If it feels like there's a power shift away from the teams who spend months and months prepping for this towards players who think that they have the choice of where they go, I think the GM cohort will close ranks and will do that. Okay, this guy's a troublemaker. He may fall further than he thinks.
Here's a wee crazy scenario. Do you think the wide receivers might do that for Kansas City?
No. I think there's too many top talent wide receivers.
There's too much option.
Like this is a draft class where you could conceivably see 8 or 9 wide receivers go in the first round. There is that much talent at wide receiver. So, you know,
and the reverse of that is it could actually go the other way because there is so much talent. People will hold off and wait.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
As I say, we're going to get into the mock draft, but I have one more question for you, and Jamie, I'm going to start with you on this one. A draft scenario for you: would you be more disappointed if we missed out on Graham Barton at 24 or Edgerrin Cooper at 56? So, Jamie, if you start us, and we'll get a quick fire answer on this from everyone. Don't need any explanations.
Cooper at 56.
Joe?
Yeah, Cooper at 56. The drop-off.
Barton.
Ooh, interesting. Paul?
I'm split.
No, you can't be split.
It's fantasy football, Paul. Come on.
You have to make a decision.
Well, if we don't get Barton, there's always the option for Zach Frazier from West Virginia. So that's my reason. So I would say it'd be more on Cooper.
Okay. Mike, I don't think this is going to be a question for you, is it?
Why ask me?
Yeah. We'll swiftly move. Sorry, by the way, Mike, what spring game were you watching over the weekend?
All of them.
Oh.
Why would I not watch any of them? I watch all of them.
One game in particular?
Well, the Aggies one, of course. I'm watching the Maroon game.
I thought the Aggies game wasn't until next weekend.
Yeah, they've done it, yeah.
Right. So, as I said, look, we're going to put you five gentlemen into the war room for tonight. We're going to do, I'm going to run a PFF mock draft. I have it here on my screen. What we'll do is we'll go through maybe the first 10 picks, and then I'll tell you who's the best players available. And you guys can determine if you want to make a trade up, trade down, or we let the board ride a bit. But basically, because there's 5 you, there's not going to be any, there's going to be a majority. Yeah. There's no ties, you say, Joe. Dead right. So it's going to be up to you guys who the pick is going to be. So let me see if I can share my screen as well. No, I can't do that. But what I'll do is I'm going to start this draft, and I'm going to let it go 6 picks. So we'll see who the first 6 picks are. So we've gotten Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, and Olu Fashanu off the board.
Brian, would it be okay if you could share your screen?
I do not know how to do that.
There should be a present button.
Oh,
yeah,
hold on.
On the bottom.
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So that's coming through for you guys, is it?
You just need. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. So now you guys can see everything, right?
Mhm.
So do we want to let it ride another 6 picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be worth letting it ride to 24. I don't know if we'll have any capital to move up, would we?
JJ
Okay.
McCarthy to the Jets. My goodness. That's such a Jets move.
Yeah.
Destined to fail.
Will we go?
Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris.
Rome Odunze getting thrown to by Zach Wilson. How disappointed will he be?
We'll go 6 more, will we?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay.
I'm shocked to do got that far.
So we're getting closer to our pick. Anything you guys wanted to consider? Would you consider trading up for any of the guys who are here?
Yeah, Dallas Turner's there. Depending on what they want now, I probably just contradicted what I was saying about not trading up. But if he falls to wasn't there, then surely you'd be at least having the conversation in the war room, wouldn't you? Saying this guy's fallen, but also you could also say, why is he fallen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think he's getting past the Rams because they're either Turner or Latu or Brian Murphy. They're looking for their next Aaron Donald. So I think you
And
talk
what would it
about it, but
cost?
I don't think we've got the capital to do it, or there'd be the willingness the other end.
What would it cost to move up to say 19? We just haven't got the picks, have we? To the capital.
No, we don't have the capital for it. Like, I don't think we're in any comfortable situation where we should be trading up.
If Joe Alt was here for whatever reason, then talk about it and see what could be done. But other than that, I don't think that there's much that would get us chasing into the teens.
Okay. So, will I let it go another 4 picks?
Yeah, go for another 4.
So we're getting to that team that we don't dare mention.
Oh, interesting.
So we're one pick away.
Why would I feel that Jerry would actually go for Brian Thomas? Why would I think that? Oh,
That is the BPA sort of pick that they very typically do in the first round.
Yeah, but have you seen some of the news coming out about him? There's a couple of bits and pieces flying around saying he could be carrying an injury. How true that is, I don't know.
Yeah, take that with a pinch of salt at this stage.
If we did take him, do you not think that the writing's on the wall? Not that we're tanking this season, but we're just kind of doing a stopgap till next season before we can compete properly if we go wide receiver number 1.
No, I mean, wide receiver's a need.
It is a need. I would be of the opinion if you're taking Brian Thomas Jr., you're actually really pushing your chips in. It does kind of fit in with the mantra of all in.
Yeah.
I mean, when you really think about it, right? So this is where I'm thinking. Barton's still there. Jackson Powers Johnson there. Guyton's still there. There's other offensive linemen in that late part of the round that you could easily get. I mean, Xavier Worthy's still there. Like, and we're 2 picks away. So Jordan Morgan's there. So there's those guys are all available, and they're definitely going to be within reach. So for me, I would go to 24 and see what we get for our pick, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so we let it ride to 24, see if we get any offers.
No.
Hell
no. Hell no.
For anyone who's listening in, we've been offered 49, 80, and a 2025 second for pick 24 and 244.
Too far back. Way too far back.
Okay, so we're rejecting that one. The Patriots.
Oh.
No.
I don't know.
It's all this year as well.
That's tempting. What? Early second, late.
Early second,
early third, early fourth.
Yeah.
Can we park that one for a sec, Brian, and have a look at the other offer before making
of course. Carolina.
Oh, wait, I would try. Wait, I would not give him the 244. Maybe kind of like fleece him a little bit, as the guy from Seattle and Draft Day would normally say. Try and just give him pick 24 only, and see if we can try and get an extra 7th on top of that.
I don't know. I think the previous one's more interesting because we don't have one in the 4th.
So with this, you're getting a second, a third, and a 4th for your first round pick and your 5th round pick.
Maybe try and change that to a 6th, but
if we were to go
very appealing offers.
If we were to go with the Pats offer, who are we kind of still hoping would be on the board at 34?
Or we can offer a trade to maybe, I don't know, Tampa or something like that. Offer a trade.
Okay. So what we can do? what I can do is I can buy
Just
these.
to cover what Josh said, I think. I'll tell you what, if he took, I personally wouldn't trade out the first, but if he did, that I think I know I'd be taking with that first pick of the Patriots.
Like the way I'm thinking is Tampa Bay could still go for wide receiver. They could go for Brian Thomas. So could Green Bay. So that could be a leapfrog.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe make the trade with Tampa Bay, swap the first round draft picks, pick up a fourth, and anything additional.
Into
Okay.
Green Bay with Cooper DeJean. So yeah, that could also be another thing they've got their eye on.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want me to do?
Yeah,
So-
I'll offer it to Tampa before we look at the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So if we offer the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yep.
if not,
24.
see if you can move down past Tampa, like I say, because like Paul said, there's what 3 linemen still there. So as long as don't go too far, you're gonna get a good lineman there, aren't you?
Yep.
Also,
So
Bills would love Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of fourths, I think.
yeah.
yes. So I would go for 26.92 because that'd be more acceptable.
Yeah.
And maybe a 7th for next year.
I would try for 125 if it was me. But I'm Roger Goodell here. It's up to you, gentlemen.
Try
Are you-
246. Try 246.
Yeah.
What if they accept?
Saying,
That'd be
I mean,
Me,
yeah.
me,
Roll
me
the
that's good
dice.
for us. We've just picked 2 extra draft picks, and we still get the guy that we want.
Yeah, hopefully.
before you put that through, I know you see my thinking. Is it worth just seeing if you can coax that third out of them, just to see what if they would take it? I doubt they would, but it's
Like the way I look at this is, and this is my advice to you, you're the war room, so you're telling me what to do. But I would always try and get more than you think they'll give you before trying to be realistic with them.
Yeah. See how desperate Tampa are.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to try and get their 2/3 as well?
I don't
Or
think they do 2/3.
125.
Yeah, 125.
125.
Yeah.
Okay. So propose,
Yeah.
Yep. Go for it.
confirm, rejected.
Okay, let's try again.
So we'll go back, confirm.
So
20, 24, 26, 92.
and try 246 just to be sure.
Would you not try 220? Just in case.
I think he'll still get rejected.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try it. Tampa Bay.
I think the Bills with those 2 fourths are an option as well.
We'll try this one more time with Tampa Bay and move on if not. Rejected. So we're going to Buffalo.
What about the Bucks' fourth? Because that was the original 118. Just to see, like I say, it was worth seeing if they'd give up the 3, but you might get the 4th.
Yeah.
I would say, I think Buffalo have 2 fourths that they would give up pretty readily. I would imagine if you tried it.
Yeah.
Because they're desperate for wide receiver right now, and Brian Thomas is available to them.
Yeah.
That's not. I think that's going to get rejected straight off the bat, mate.
What do you want me to do?
Try it. You might as well try it.
128's too rich. 128's too rich.
It's not too rich for us.
Not
Yeah,
for
let's
us,
try
but I mean for Buffalo, like it's a bit. Nah, it's just taking the piss.
What about if we put our 216 in?
I was thinking replace them.
Yeah, try that, and then if it doesn't work, no.
Right.
Yeah, that's quite miserly.
Yeah. So 24, 28, 128, 144, or 160?
Yeah.
160.
160. No.
I think we still need to give him something from next year. I think maybe throw something from next year, like
Fifth, one of the comp picks.
yeah, give him one. Yeah,
See, it'll only give us a fifth now because it won't give us a comp. The comp picks won't be decided till later in the year.
Yeah.
Propose. No.
I think our
Buffalo
best
Bills
deals are the
don't
ones
seem
offered
to
us.
be open.
What about the Niners? Because haven't they got a?
that's too far down. I think that's too far
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I think the best deals are the ones offered to us, and we know that it's going to go through.
What about Arizona?
Arizona. You want to go to Arizona at 27?
Yeah, so 24. So go 24, 27, 90,
Mm.
and 186, and give them a 5th round for next year,
Yeah.
No.
or even a 4th round for next year.
I'm not giving away that much capital. That I wouldn't do that. But again, I'm only here to facilitate you, gentlemen.
What about just 90th rather than anything further? 27 and 90.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah. Strip it back. No.
Wow. You know.
Man, this is really stingy.
Yeah.
On
On the other one,
PFF would have accepted this.
On the other one, it's much nicer, much friendlier. I do think the ones they've offered us are probably more likely to go through.
So with this, you have from New England, they're offering you their second, their third, and their fourth. And we're giving up our pick 24 and our pick 174.
I would replace the 174 for next year.
Yeah.
Or the Panthers are giving us the first pick in the second and third round for pick 24 and pick 244.
See, I actually quite prefer that one, if I'm being honest, because of the second. But because we're not giving up a 174, but I would maybe replace the Panthers option for next year to a 5th. So if you go into the trade offer, go in. No, that's the Patriots.
Oh, the other one.
Sorry.
This is why Roger Goodell gets booed.
That's still New England. There you go. And replace 244 with a Dallas 7th for next year.
7th next year. I don't think that'll get accepted because they'll want a 6th. You always go up around in the futures.
I mean, I'd be somewhat happy with that in a way, but it's the 5th.
Would you ask for anything more?
Well, we can't get anything more, unfortunately.
You could.
Like in terms of being in the first round.
Could you not get a sneaky 7th just to get an extra pick somewhere?
Yeah, try that.
Tries? No.
Yeah. See,
Do you want to counter this?
Because
if we try that but strip out the 174, and then move it to the next year.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
Right,
okay. So Brian Thomas Jr. was taken at 24. Cooper DeJean at 25. Xavier Worthy, Graham Barton.
Oh.
So you're now 5 picks away, and you're starting to see players come off that you wanted. Is there anything you guys want to do here?
No. Who are we kind of thinking at the moment?
Trade back in with Detroit.
Wait and see about Zach Frazier
or Baltimore. Because I don't want San Francisco to get an O-lineman.
I think they'd go for Guyton, probably not Frazier.
Like Fraser, you're going to get further down the board. He's
That's
42
when that
board.
pick was offered. That's who I would have targeted.
Yeah,
Fraser.
Zach Fraser.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy enough to pick Fraser at 33
Yeah.
or 34. Sorry, I would be happy with that.
Watch him go here. This that
Yeah.
just ruin this mock with it straight away.
Oh
Okay.
God, you imagine?
Are we ready to let it just ride down to our pick, or do you want to do anything, gentlemen?
What do you think,
Let it
Mike?
ride.
Can I put a suggestion in?
Yeah.
Just to make you all laugh. If Fraser goes in that first round with that pick, can we pick Bo Nix?
No.
Jamie, lay after Foster's, mate.
Well,
Okay.
here we go. Here's a simple one. What's the consensus?
Keep
Do we
rolling.
want to let ride 2 picks?
Should we just
Yeah.
do a pick at a time? Just one at a time and see.
Okay, Coleman.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually
Yeah.
works in our favor. Actually,
Yeah.
So for
Yes.
anyone listening,
the question is what is San Francisco going to do?
So
yeah, for anyone listening, Keon Coleman and Johnny Newton just went to the Lions and Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Kingsley, Jordan Morgan, and Zach still on the board.
But
yeah, there's 3 tackles ahead of our target. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy at the moment.
Say because the Panthers are live to go wide receiver, aren't they? Really?
Same as the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I'm just thinking. See, Chris, with Kansas City, do you think we can maybe still jump back into the first round just to get that 5th-year option?
And so you
Just
want to
swap
propose
picks and give them like a
Kansas
7th for
City?
next year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Given our
Kansas City.
negotiation with contracts, it's probably not a bad thing to get the 5th year.
Like, you do that, Paul. You've
So-
already given up your 4th next year.
Oh shit. Well, maybe give them our 7th this year. Like the last one. Yeah, 2-4-4.
The last one. You want to propose this?
Yeah.
Does anyone sound all right with that?
I think it's get back in.
It was worth a try.
Yeah.
It's something Jerry would do, so he gets the storyline on the first day.
No.
Fuck.
Do you want to go to San Francisco?
Nah, they're not going to
No.
budge.
Okay.
I think
Let's
if we
go
get
one
past
more
the
pick.
40, if we get past the 49ers, it should fall to us, and there's enough above us. I'll regret this in about 10 seconds.
Oh, we've got Guyton still there.
Wow.
And we've got Zach Fraser still, by the looks of it.
And Jordan Morgan.
So what do you
Okay,
reckon?
so
Can Kansas City go Mitchell?
I think they'll go for an wide receiver, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I reckon
Definitely.
Mitchell.
And to be fair, Panthers probably will do as well. I'd be surprised
Yeah.
if they went any other way. So, Guyton could
Adonai
drop it.
Mitchell, Lad McConkey.
You're happy to let this ride then to our pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now realize, gentlemen, we've stayed up all night to not see a Dallas Cowboys draft pick.
Yay.
Oh,
No way. Washington jumped us. Wow.
That's just rude.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
No. They do have
Do you
2
want to
second
explain
round
for anyone
picks.
that's
So
listening and not watching the video what's just happened there?
so what has happened is Washington have jumped above us back into the first round. They've taken Tyler Guyton.
What was
The
the trade?
offensive tackle.
What did they trade for? See if you click on the icon, it should tell you. What?
Is that all they give up? They only give up.
No, they were a top 100 pick.
Yeah.
There was no way we were trading that. Screw that.
yeah. That's to get the 5th round option,
The
isn't it?
5th year option, yeah. So
But they can say at least we've still got a really good tackle there. We've got a really good guard, and we've got a really good centre there. If you want to go all line, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This
you
has
also
worked for
have
us
an
in general.
extremely good wide receiver.
Oh God.
And a quarterback.
2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks.
I'm good. Well, if we're doing it, because I'm gonna put my vote on Zach Frazier for this pick.
Yeah.
Would anyone be against trading back again to a quarterback needy team?
Oh,
So
it's an idea. But my only problem is I would, if you look where I think someone jumps to 35 to get one of those defensive linemen. That's if Cardinals don't take it.
Yeah.
I'll be on.
I'm throwing down the post-it note and saying Zach Frazier no matter what.
So look, I'm going to let it ride because we're on the clock, so we might get a trade offer here. So let's see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Hell no.
No.
That's a straight reject. So Buffalo have offered us pick 60 and 2 2025 second rounders for our pick 34 and 103. So that's getting rejected.
Yes.
The Jaguars are offering pick 48, pick 96, and a 2025 second for pick 34 and pick 103.
No.
I would reject that as well. So we're now in a situation, we're on the clock. The best available players to us right now are Michael Penix Jr., Adonai Mitchell, Bo Nix, Jordan Morgan, Christian Haynes, Tyler Nubbin, Darius Robinson, TJ Tampa, and Zach Frazier.
For me, it's Zach Frazier. For me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I do like Zach Frazier quite a lot.
Yeah, he's my favorite player in this draft.
I've seen him sneak into a couple of first-round mocks lately, so his stock's improving. And if we were to get him here, then that could be a bargain.
I mean, and not just that, I'm pretty sure he's had discussions with the Cowboys as well, so it wouldn't surprise me he would be the pick. Has Brian disappeared?
No, I'm still here.
Just can't see you.
So, can I tempt you, gentlemen, or open a discussion for a minute? In that Jordan Morgan has consistently been mentioned as a target of the Dallas Cowboys. Should you not be considering him as part of this conversation rather than going, we don't have a center, we need a center, let's take a center now, rather than going, Jordan Morgan is the higher ranked player and we also need an offensive tackle?
I think you'd have the conversation, but for me, to be fair, Mike, because we know what Mike said, a college football guru and a draft guru, you probably got more depth at tackle, but it doesn't level off as quick as probably centre does.
Yeah, and you want the center to develop a rhythm with the quarterback a lot earlier than anyone you push out to the side. So I'd be happy with Zach.
Yeah.
Mike, you're being very quiet and laid back here.
I get what we're all doing. I think, though, you're completely overlooking what Adonai Mitchell can do for this offense.
I've got to agree with you on that as well.
So Michael Gallup is gone. The one thing the Cowboys are missing is a possession X type receiver. And that is exactly what Mitchell is. Fits the bill perfectly. I think Hoffman is going to be able to do a good enough job to not get you killed.
Yeah.
But it's pointless having so what you got to think of is wide receiver 1, 2, and 3, right? So at the moment, wide receiver 3 is Jalen Tolbert. How far apart is Tolbert to Mitchell? And they're miles apart. And I just think that you could do enough with Hoffman this year to not get you killed. It's not going to be perfect, mostly in the run game, but it's going to be enough to be able to get you there. But for Dak, if he has that extra outlet, then it's going to reduce the amount of sacks that you've got because Tolbert's going to take longer to get open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had Mitchell as a wide receiver 2, fringe wide receiver 1, and Frazier as a kind of versatile centre who's worthy of an early day 2 pick and a starting role. So, yeah, Mike, I think you're probably right. I think Adonai Mitchell is the more glory kind of happy pick there, I think, out of the two. Frazier's a bit, I think, would be settling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's 2. Is that 2 votes for Adonai Mitchell?
Yeah.
How many votes does Zach Frazier have?
Me.
Or does Jordan Morgan come into the conversation at all?
Not yet.
No,
Yeah.
I think we can get.
No.
There's a couple of prospects around the 90s, 100s that are a closer margin to Morgan than we're talking about the other margins with Tolbert and Mitchell and so on.
Yeah. So what do you gentlemen want to do?
Is it 3-2 on Frazier? Jamie's Frazier, I'm Frazier. Trade, are you Frazier?
Yeah,
I think we are, yeah.
yeah, I'm going Frazier.
Jamie, what are you doing?
I Zach Frazier. I'd have considered taking back Zach Frazier in the first. If we could have got a trade back to 28-29, so picking him up there is great value.
Hmm.
Okay.
That Adonai is a Jerry Jones pick, and Frazier's who we need.
Do you think Frazier would still be there at 36 if we were to trade back with Kansas City here so they could get their wide receiver and we can pick up another pick?
So you want to make a trade with Kansas City at
Yeah,
36?
do you think the Cardinals are going to...
Cardinals, I think, have already got a wide receiver.
Have they got a centre? I'm not too...
They got Graham Barton.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just think we might be able to pick up a sneaky later round pick by dropping back 2 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want? We're going to ring the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to offer them 34. What else do you want to get from them?
Got to be at least that first 100,000 of the 100, isn't it?
159.
Yeah, 159.
159. Propose. No.
Just drop down and just get like one of the later ones after that.
Yeah. This trade engine really is unhelpful.
173. Propose. No.
Wow.
So, gentlemen, the clock is fast approaching and Arizona are starting to write out their card. Do you want to pick Zach Frazier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the pick at 34 is Zach Frazier, offensive center out of
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Okay. So I'm just going to pause there for a second. All right.
I think at this point now, I don't think there's going to be much trades. I think it's now BPA or try and get position for need.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to let it run 10 picks, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Edrin
Cooper's
Cooper
gone.
is gone.
Adonai Mitchell's still on the board.
So is Jordan Morgan. Do you want to let it ride?
No, Jordan Morgan's still there.
Jordan Morgan is still there.
Can we change to a running back because Trey Benson's still there as well?
Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper is also still there. Jonathan Cooper is a pick 60, or is that 63?
And so is Robinson.
Yeah. Do we want to let it ride 5 more picks?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
There
5.
we
And
go.
Adonai Mitchell and Trey Benson are off the board.
Morgan's there though, and he's still.
Morgan is still there.
That's tempting.
And so you're a pick
Where's our next pick at? Sorry.
56.
56.
56.
Let it roll at 5.
I would just roll up.
Yeah. Rakestraw, Franklin, Kinchins, Penix Jr., Nubbin.
Yeah, I'm liking this so far.
Yeah.
Saying that Patrick Paul's there, if Morgan somewhere.
Marshawn Neeland is there. So we just let it go to our pick.
Yep.
Oh, sniped at the last.
I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Patrick Paul's good value here.
Ooh.
Right,
Yeah.
look, but let's look at defense. I want to see what linebackers are available.
I think if everyone bar Edger and Cooper is available. Peyton Wilson, Cedric Gray, Junior Colson, Jeremiah Trotter.
Haven't we got an early third pick from the Patriots? So one of them could be an option.
We've 68 is there for us as well.
Were you saying that one about the Patriots pick? Would you now, because Benson got off the board quite early there, would you be tempted maybe for Brooks with that pick, or would you be willing to kind of go with a Jalen Wright maybe from Tennessee and just hold out a little bit longer for a running back?
I think ride it out. I think we've gone to the effort to get the extra pick.
It's our pick. We're on the clock.
That's actually quite a good trade.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Word of caution before you would accept that is don't forget you've already given up your 4th next year. You're now giving up your 6th.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We get a lot of compensatory, so
What's it, 4? Possibly?
3 or 4.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
I would be happy to take that pick. No, take that trade.
Well, is it the only? Is that the only trade
It's
offer
the
we
only
got?
one we have.
see if we can do it with moving the 6th down to a 7th.
Yeah. All right.
That's a pause there. Hey.
Can I interest anyone in Malachi Corley?
Oh, that's a good shout.
Well, I'm going to read the top names available because the name that sticks out a mile to me right now, and again, I'm only here as Roger Goodell, but Jonathan Brooks is right there.
Mhm.
You have Patrick Paul, you've Michael Hall Jr., Ben Sinnott, Chris Jenkins, Malachi Corley, Peyton Wilson is also there, Jonathan Brooks, and Cedric Gray.
See, Braden Fiskey's there as well. Braden Fiskey's there as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brian,
Now you're thinking, Jamie.
after 59, Brian, what's our next pick?
68.
Only 11.
So 9
And do you
picks
know
away.
what? Do you know what I would say is Peyton Wilson at 68, who will fall that far, would be fantastic at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with him or Brooks in the early thirds.
I would still pick Junior Colson at 68 if he's there as well.
Mm.
I would but
So
with 59, I think it's either Brooks or I think we do have to go with a running back here.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts here? Are you kind of all in on Jonathan Brooks? Oh, we've had another offer.
No.
The Jets want to offer 72. No, you're rejecting that flat out.
What the hell? Where are these trades coming from?
And there we go. Pittsburgh have offered 84 and 98 for 59 and 244.
No.
Reject?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reject. Okay. So we're up at pick 59. Patrick Paul, Michael Hall Jr., Ben Snott, Chris Jenkins, Malachi Corley, Peyton Wilson, Jonathan Brooks, Cedric Gray, and Braden Fisk are all available.
I think it's got to be Corley or Brooks. It's got to be a difference maker on the offense.
I like Brooks or Fisk.
I'm as much as he's tempted to take that offensive tackle, and I love Brooks, but I'm tempted with Fisk.
Yeah.
That's why that's where I would go there, but I think I'm gonna get voted out on this one, which it wouldn't disappoint me.
Well, let's think about the scenarios here, right? So, if there's potentially Peyton Wilson, Junior Colson, and the North Carolina linebackers, so there's 3 linebackers that could be there at our later pick. You could go for Frisk now and still get a running back. And when's the next pick after that we've got? Like, do you click on all?
We've 59, 68, 87, 103.
Right, so
saying that as well, Paul, just to throw it out, because we've got that 4th round pick back. There's going to be a defensive tackle that's going to fall to the 4th that it could might even be better than Fisk. It's just so it's going to be there. So you've got a fallback option, haven't you?
Yeah.
4.
I mean, I've got a defensive tackle late round in mind. That's Evan Anderson from Florida Atlantic. I really like him, but
So, guys, I'm going to bring you back into the room here. Like you've kind of spent a few minutes talking about other guys. Let's concentrate on pick 59 and getting this done.
I think Brooks will be gone, but before till our next pick. So I'm more intrigued to go for running back, and that's sorted.
Yeah, I would agree. Brooks here, and then regroup at the start of the 3rd and see how it's fallen.
Okay. Mike, what are you thinking?
I like the Braden Fisk idea. That's very nice.
Yeah. At 59?
Yeah. I will tell you now that in reality, he's not going to be here. He will be gone in the 1st round.
That's your hot take for this draft?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Okay.
Like if I tell you what, here's a bit. If Braden Fisk doesn't go into the 1st round, then you have to do something on live on stream.
All right then. I will let you think what it is.
You have to put on a proper Texas football jersey on stream.
But I don't have one.
I will send you one.
Yeah, but will it be here by Thursday?
I will drive to Wales and I will hand deliver it to you.
I was thinking just write Texas rules in his forehead.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting through a stream with that on my forehead.
Or it could
Not
send
that
you
confident
some
there, are you, mate?
No.
Well, I wouldn't write anything on my forehead. It's very smooth and flat, and will take a long time to wash off.
Right.
Why
So
did I-
bring it back into the room, gentlemen.
Why did I think you were going to say smooth and bald?
Yeah, it's
Right.
well, it's that too, Jay.
Jamie, behave.
Right, okay,
Right, come on. Bringing it back into the
Anyway.
room.
Yeah,
Back in the war room.
Back in the war room. Right. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to take Jonathan Brooks here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks is the pick.
Mm.
Okay. Do we want to let it right down to 68?
Just write up. Just write up.
Cedric Gray.
No.
No.
I wouldn't do any more trades now. I wouldn't do
You
any more.
knew they're coming up for.
Right now, this is like that is a freaking steal. If like you've got Wilson, Frisk, and you've got Colson there.
And,
Forget Colson.
and Roger Rosengarten. You still haven't solved your offensive tackle problem.
Personally, I don't want to go with an injured linebacker. We've had so many issues over the years there.
Yeah.
It's not something I really kind of want to be going back into again. It's got to be Fisk if he's here.
Yeah.
Jerry likes back to health. We brought him back Phoenix from the Ashes story, but let's not do that again. So
Yes.
for me, in general, Peyton Wilson's out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a bit further down, Brian? I know we don't want to reach, but just to see who's there.
Junior.
So you've Chris Jenkins, Malachi Corley, Peyton Wilson, Braden Fisk, Kalen Carson, Roger Rosengarten, Junior Colson, Cole Bishop, Christian Mahogany, Will Shipley, and Devontae Walker.
I just think if we take Fisk here, we're just looking for a linebacker. I'd be ecstatic with this draft, to be honest.
Yeah, Fisk from me.
Yeah.
I can't interest you guys in Roger Rosengarten because we still don't have an offensive tackle.
I think he'll still be there at 87.
And if not, you'll have other options.
I quite like the Yale guy, Kingsley. With
Kieran.
He went in the first, did he not?
No, that was Kingsley Suamatu.
Yeah.
And just to throw another out there, you could always potentially swing it away from tackle and go for guard. Not that I personally would be a fan of moving Tyler Smith out, but you've got the option of actually move him out. What's the better option at that time? Is it a guard or is it a tackle?
So the question I'm going to ask before pushing the button on this is: Braden Fisk a 1 or a 3?
He's a free tech.
You have also Diggy Zua.
But he's a contract year, isn't he?
He is a contract year, but Roger Rosengarten is a starting tackle. You still haven't solved your offensive tackle.
I think Fisk's ceiling is going to be higher than Rosengarten, personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather go with the moonshot, so to speak.
Ooh. But then again, is Fisk a guy that Zimmer would go for? I don't think so.
We've not met him, have we? He's not been any of the combine meets or the interviews or anything, has he?
No.
No.
So just give me 1 second. I just want to check this just to see if Rosengarten was.
Over 2 seconds.
But then I suppose it depends: is this us what we would do or what the Joneses would do? And I think they would go Wilson, although I'd hate it.
So they haven't. But what I have just seen here is that they have interviewed Chris Jenkins. If you are looking at defensive tackle at this pick.
Well, I know the 30 interviews is a good gauge, but sometimes the Cowboys will veer away from that, or depending on who is there.
But they didn't even interview Fisk at the combine.
But then you could probably look back at maybe what might come out with that. The Cowboys might not even think he's going to be there because he might go higher in the first.
Yeah, I think because we went first DT last year, I think they weren't even thinking about it. So if we've got a prospect that Mike is risking his forehead on for that could be a first, has fallen to the early third, and we didn't even think we'd be in the early third. This could just be an oversight, or they prioritized elsewhere. I don't know much about Fisk, so I can't vote. I can't put in my own perspective, but if he's as well regarded as that, then I'd be fine to take him here.
I think the drop off at DT is a lot more than linebacker. I think we've got more options at when's our next pick? 87.
87. Yeah.
I think we could pick up a linebacker at 87.
Yeah. My vote
see, I actually agree with GXL's comment. I think Wilson would be a Jerry pick, I'll be honest.
but you've already taken Jonathan Brooks, who's an injury guy. Taking 2 injury guys in a row, and Cowboys Nation is going to burn the starter down.
It's not the first time.
It does have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
You're not taking 2 red flags in one draft.
No.
The Cowboys never, ever do that. They're willing to take a risk, but they won't double dip into the risk pot.
Wide receiver?
Twice, especially in a row.
My vote's on Fisk. I'm throwing the pen in.
Okay.
Fisk.
Yeah, Fisk.
Okay. So you're
He's the highest guy on my board. On my board, Fisk is ranked 24th.
Just run it. Just run it, Brian.
Just run it to 87. Okay.
Yep.
Well, he's gone.
Oh,
Colson went. Wallace. Let's hope Wallace.
Trotter's gone. Malachi Corley's still there.
My God, that is a bargain. Like, if he's there, I would. Yeah, I think right now is where you pull the trigger at that wide receiver.
And that's where the Jags are going. They want Corley.
I'm not interested in that trade.
No more trades. No more trades.
Okay.
What's our next one after this? 103.
103.
I think we can get a good tackle, reasonable tackle there. I'd go BPA here.
What linebackers are still on the board, Brian? Just have
Trevin Wallace.
And after that,
James Williams, Tyron Hopper.
Jalen Ford's the linebacker at Dallas. I've interviewed a few times, so we can get him later on.
Ford and Knight, I both like both of those.
So
the only issue with Trayvon Wallace is he's a carbon copy of Damone Clark.
Yeah, he's small.
For me, it's Jalen Ford later down the draft. We can get him. We can get him later. For me, I would look at wide receiver and get that replacement for Gallup.
Yeah, getting him here is a steal.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so you're all on board with taking Malachi Corley.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
make a case for Jatavian Sanders for anyone.
Away with the tight end, you.
I
just got my Jake Ferguson jersey. How dare you, Brian?
I'd have conversations over Wallace. I know the Cowboys have interviewed him, and he's one of the 30 interviews. That would be tempting, like say if Colson's there later, then you're going to get away with not taking him there, are you?
Yeah, Corley for me.
Corley. Okay.
Yeah, Corley.
If we take Corley, after that, can you just do a quick recap of all our picks so far?
Yeah. So at pick 34, we've taken Zach Frazier, the offensive center. At pick 59, we've taken Jonathan Brooks, the running back. At pick 68, you've taken the defensive tackle, Braden Fisk. And at pick 87, we've taken the wide receiver, Malachi Corley from West Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has fallen.
Yeah. Just a couple of linebackers and we're set.
Yeah. For me, it's Jalen Ford because that makes sense in a way because of his size and that and what we're kind of looking for. We can get him later on in the draft. So I'd be happy enough. If he's there at pick 1, 2, 3, get him.
What's there at DT? I know we've already taken one, but
I'll pull up DT for you, but the one thing I'm saying to you now, gents, is you now have no left tackle.
Yeah.
And you are running
left tackle needs to be the next pick. A tackle
that's 103
on the ground.
That's right. Who's there at guard? Just to ask, and I say not that I would be happy with moving Tyler Smith out, but I'll say that.
But that's Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher's really really well reviewed.
And if there's one thing that Notre Dame produced very well over the course of the years, it's offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Would anybody be tempted in a trade up to get the tackle from Yale? Because he's flying up people's boards, isn't he?
Yeah.
I
Blake-
don't really want to give up draft
I
capital.
don't want to do any more trades. If I'm being honest,
Not with Fisher there, no.
Blake Fisher
What
was
about
an interview
guards,
at the
Brian?
combine.
Yep,
So do you
Would
want
you
me
be
to
happy-
set it right down to 103?
yep. Go for it.
Would you be happy with what about the tackle from Pittsburgh, leaving it a bit later and addressing maybe the secondary? I know we don't need massive help in secondary, but it's an option.
What guards are still on the board, Brian? Sorry.
Guards. You have Pooney, Coleman, Mason
Laden-
McCormick.
Layden Robinson is an ad guy. It's been talked about for the Cowboys. He's had interviews, but he's a much later round pick.
Mm.
Yeah, Isaiah Adams is a guy that was interviewed as well at the combine. He was a formal interview at the combine.
Yeah, I think we've got enough depth at tackle, at guard, at linebacker that even if our top one doesn't go, we've got enough picks now to get a good one at each of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're letting it ride to 103.
So Wallace has just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Fisher.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
But that means the Yale guy's still there.
Go for it. Go for it.
So
Go for it.
So again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Jatavian Sanders is still there.
No.
Brian, stop it.
Is it not a conversation?
Not yet.
Because aside from Ferguson, you don't know what you have in Shoemaker, and as much as Peyton Hendershot had a decent first season, he was injured last season. Sanders in the 4th round is huge value right now.
The two tight ends you're talking about combined last season for 103 yards.
Yeah, that's not good enough from your tight ends.
I will say I've done an article on closest comparison players in this year's draft on the offense, and Jatavian Sanders compares really exactly, almost identical. You'll see if you read the article as Peyton Hendershot. They are one and the same.
But just to flip it, we've already given Dak another weapon. So I personally would be tempted to let this one slide and, like you say, go with the tackle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think tackle will be there at 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys want to pick Kiran Amgaji?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's even got a cool name. That is a cool name.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, Jamie, isn't it? He has a cool name.
The tight end's gone, yeah.
So Sanders is gone.
If it had been Brian's option here, would have just picked Texas players in every round, wouldn't you?
I'm just asking the questions.
Right. Defense, definitely. Now we need to replace bodies that we lost in defense now.
Yeah.
I like Hunt. I really like Hunt. And he's got special teams upside and previously played safety as well.
What linebackers do we have?
So linebackers, we have
Jalen Ford. I'm sorry.
Eichenberg as well.
Yeah.
Tommy Eichenberg. He's a lot later on. You could get him later, Jamie, at 174. Possibly.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, it gives if we don't go with Ford and we lose him, we've got an option a bit further back.
You also have to remember Curtis Jacobs and Tyrese Knight were interviews at the combine.
And Knight scored pretty well. He tied Cooper and Wilson with the 10-yard split.
Yeah.
At the combine, he scored quite highly there. I quite like him.
What have we got at secondary? I know we probably need front seven, but it's worth looking at.
See, this is where my knowledge is out the window.
Yeah, I'm starting to run out.
Yeah. Tyke Smith is an intriguing option, but not here. Johnny
Forget it.
Dixon is a decent option, but again, not here.
Yeah, it's too
If-
rich there. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very sold on Jalen Ford at this point.
Yeah.
I did Paul.
So just give me 1 sec. I just want to check something. Because again, I think Jaleek's Hunt is a worthwhile discussion. I would suggest.
I've a bit of a scroll down, Bri, just to see who else is there.
You have two of Craig's favourite players, Jamari Thrash and Marshawn Lloyd, are still available.
If we're just picking a team with great names, then this guy and the tackle smashing it.
I know we've picked already, but would you be tempted for another running back here, maybe, or maybe a little bit later down the line?
Later down the line.
Later on, your pick the other week, Jamie, Ali is
Rasheen
one that
Ali.
I've been looking into.
Yeah.
So
Mike got me into looking at Ali. I never even looked at him to start with.
So the discussion here, Jaleek's Hunt or Jalen Ford? Give it to me, gentlemen.
To me, we need more bodies. Like, we've lost Van Der Esch. Marquise Bell's moving back up to the secondary. We're now a lot more thinner at the linebacker position. So to me, it makes more sense to go for Jalen Ford at this point.
Yeah, Mike. What would be your comp for Jalen Ford?
Oh, let me have a look. I just had them all lined up nicely.
Might already be on the roster.
Yeah.
Marvin.
See, and we've overshot it. I know we obviously been to our ship, but essentially, it's a rookie, so that's a decent three young pair in there, isn't it? We've got there. I know we brought in
Kendricks.
Yeah, I lost the name. They changed by so. I mean, that'd be a decent thought to have.
So the pick is Jalen Ford, is it, gentlemen?
Yeah.
I would go Jalen Ford because you can't miss out the drop off, the talent gap between that and you was talking about Tommy Eichenberg. The drop off is huge. It is a big difference there.
Okay. So Jalen Ford, we're all happy.
Very happy. I'm very happy with that one.
Forever hold your peace.
Yep, go for it.
Jalen Ford. Okay.
I'm trying to find him on my draft board at the moment. I know he's on, yeah, definitely.
So we still have 4 picks to go. I'm going to let it ride to 174. So we've taken Zach Frazier, Jonathan Brooks, Braden Fisk, Malachi Corley, Karan Amgaji, Jalen Ford. We've addressed center, running back, defensive tackle, wide receiver, offensive tackle, and linebacker.
Quite like to pick up a cornerback. I still feel we're a bit light if we have an injury.
Yeah. I do agree with you, Joe.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. What have we got at cornerback at the moment, Brian, on the boards? Who's still there?
On the board, we have Elijah Jones, MJ Devonshire, Quantez Stigers, Jarvis Brownlee, Tarheeb Still, DeAndre Prince, Jarius Monroe, Neheme Pritchett.
But they're much later in the draft. They're much later picks.
You need one I know from that.
It wasn't Jones one of the names mentioned for? I can't remember if it was informal or formal interviews. Is he not one of the guys?
Give me 1 sec. I have that here.
Just we're talking cornerback. You tend to maybe 7th round for Newsom, maybe.
Greg Newsom's little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And like saying he's not saying he's not a good player, like you say, but the pedigree of family, it runs in the blood sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So could be, like I say, maybe 7th rounder. It's a good addition there. If you want to look at somewhere else, if you're not happy with what's there at the time.
Mm-hmm. So we're at pick 174. The best available are Ray Davis, Jaheim Bell, Cedric Johnson, Curtis Jacobs, folks, Elijah Jones, Evan Williams, MJ Devonshire, Quantez Stigers, and Jarvis Brownlee.
For me,
I'm going to get shot for asking this question, but what's their quarterback?
That's what I was about to ask as well, so we can be shot together.
Nothing.
No.
We're thinking the same one here, Craig, won't we?
Cornerback for me.
Could I interest you in a double dip on linebacker here, because Curtis Jacobs is right there as well.
Potentially. It's either Jacobs or Jones for me.
Can we, before we can we have a look at edge? Because we haven't talked about edge yet, have we?
Yeah.
That's because you overruled Joe in the last round. So
Oh, Roger Goodell wasn't allowed to talk.
So you've Cedric Johnson, Zion Tupulu Fetu. That is a guy I would take right now if it was me. But I don't have a say in this. It is with you guys. I would be asking the questions of Curtis Jacobs or Zion if it was me, but it's up to you. You guys have to come to a consensus.
Quintez Stigers, right? He is good. He's what I like with Stigers is where the road he's gone down. He's taken a really tough path. Like taking everything, even in his personal life, where he provided for his mother, taking him around. He had to end up playing in Canada for Toronto. And he shined as well. You need these guys in those sort of leagues to shine, like in the FCS, the dad among boys sort of playing. And Stigers did. He is good. And it was interesting to see him. I believe he was at the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Senior Bowl he went to?
Yeah.
Or was it the Shrine? One of the two. And it was quite interesting to see. The only thing I will say is, as good as he is, because he is good. What round are we in?
The
Fifth.
To me, that's a bit rich there. As a 6, bang on.
I think corner's still the answer, or linebacker.
Yeah.
So the other name I'm proposing here, gentlemen, is Tommy Eichenberg is also there.
I mean,
I don't think we've met with him, have we?
Tommy Eichenberg?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so, Joe.
We have.
Okay, I mean, like, put it this way. This is Eichenberg, All-American in 2022. Impressive. Wins the Big Ten Buckets for General Award, which is for the best linebacker in the Big Ten. Goes in the All Big Ten first team. Brilliant. That's great. Fantastic at tackling. Not much in pass rushing, but as a run stopper, very, very good. Like, the issue with Eichenberg, though, and I've always said this is really, really important for linebacker position, is about instincts. And he can sometimes, in certain situations, like on passing plays, he's gone. You're not getting much out of him in that terms. Coverage, totally fine. But the issue here is the Cowboys are going to be moving to a cover 2, cover 4. So that leaves the linebackers to play more traditionally. With that being the case, I wonder how that fits. I think with Eichenberg is fine, but you're really using him in more obvious running situations.
I think at this point, we're looking for squad players. We're not really getting starters at this late on in the draft. So I still think corner. I think we need that more depth at corner than linebacker. I think we can pick up another linebacker a little bit later on that can fill in if
Mhm.
really hit the injury list on linebackers, but corner.
I will say I can convince myself into taking Eichenberg here on the basis of he is a tight end killer. He's a tight end eraser. He is really good at that. And we've just lost our tight end killer. He's gone. He's not on the roster anymore.
I don't know where he was during 2023.
Yeah. I mean, the way they utilized him is questionable last season, but also there was a drop off. But you need somebody to replace that. Now, you could say that Marquise Bell is that guy, but if you want to drop Eichenberg in, he now becomes your tight end killer, leaving Marquise Bell free to do other duties.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm gonna put you under pressure here to get this pick in because we're an hour and a half into the show. We still have 3 more picks to go after this. So, what do you guys want to do?
So who's it between Eichenberg and Jones?
I would also suggest Curtis Jacobs because he was a formal interview.
Yeah,
That's just me.
For me, it's between Jacobs and Jones.
I would say if you're going to go and pick a linebacker, in terms of talent, I would say Eichenberg's is much better than Jake. I know you like him, Brian. I know you like it. I'm just saying.
I'm not basing this off who I like. I'm basing this off who they've spoken to, who they like.
Yeah.
That's why I'm suggesting Jacobs. I would take either of them.
Jacobs had a good Shrine Bowl. I will say that. And the Shrine defensively
that's
wishy
for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was wishy-washy. The defensive talent, or not the defensive talent, but the way the defenders played, the way that they played in the Shrine Bowl. So I was just reading something, but he kind of he didn't do bad. He didn't stand out, but he wasn't as bad as the rest, you know.
Yeah.
So just having a quick look at our depth chart, cornerback, obviously we've got Diggs, Bland, Nashawn Wright, Jordan Lewis at cornerback. Linebacker, we've got Kendricks, Damone Clark, Overshone, and Bell.
And you've added Jalen Ford as well.
Ford, yeah.
So I would tend to agree with you here, Joe, and say that we actually do need a cornerback right now.
Is there any other corners that we hope drop to our next pick that you can plug and play?
There's a lot of corners in this area right now. So they're going to start going.
We would want to throw in, God forbid, if we had some injuries.
Like Quentin Newsom is there if you wanted to get him in the 7th.
Aside from him, this deep, I'm not clued up on cornerbacks, so I would be running with you guys' knowledge. If we went cornerback here.
My guy Storm Duck is there.
Hey, look, he's made some mistakes, but I think Storm. You're probably looking at an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm only taking the nick with that. So, are we going to go cornerback here, gents?
Yeah.
Okay. Elijah Jones is the pick. I'm going to let this ride down to our next pick at 216.
Just to be clear, whether we do pick him up as a free agent, I'm buying a Storm Duck jersey.
So you got Taco Tuesdays and Storm Saturdays. There's got to be a sales point for Jerry there somewhere in there.
I was for one season, I was quite interested in Storm Duck, but he's kind of dropped off the shelf. He left it too long, I think.
So the tight end's still there, Dallin Holker, that I quite like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a DT there that's just popped up on the screen. I know it's on there already, but
you're now kind of in a position, Jamie, where you are starting to double dip.
Yeah, if the like I said, that there's a defensive tackle in our last pick, and that's Evan Anderson from Florida Atlantic, I would take him.
Yeah. So just let me look for him, Paul. Just give me 1 second. Right, he's 271. So
Yeah.
he's probably going to be your last pick if you're picking anyone.
Yeah.
So if we move on from defensive tackle.
Can you again show who we've already picked? Sorry.
Yeah, of course. So we've Zach Frazier, Jonathan Brooks, Braden Fisk, Malachi Corley, Kieran Amgaji, Jalen Ford, and Elijah Jones.
What about running back double dipping here?
I like this. Are you thinking Ali here?
Yeah, who's left on the board?
Oh,
No, then. No,
He's
he's still there.
He's there.
Rasheem Ali's there. Holy shit.
Yeah. Jace McClellan is there.
I'd be tempted that go running back and then go the DT that Paul mentioned. It's
Okay.
get some additional help in those positions. Doesn't it?
But what do you want to leave those till the last 2 picks, or do you want to take one here, or do you want to take the tight end as Joe's suggesting? Because
just
as we
does anyone know, has there been a draft where we've not taken a tight end in recent history?
No. If they don't take one in the draft, they always take 2 undrafted.
And I would say at this stage, that's more likely.
Yeah.
There's no point now looking toward the tight end market. Once you get past the end of the 5th, leave it till the undrafted. There's not that much difference.
So is there a name for anyone that's here? Like, if it was me, I'd look at Matt Lee, the offensive center out of Miami, Florida.
Not a bad way to go.
Logan Lee's there for me, but like you say, it's Paul's high on the guy from Florida Atlantic, so he's probably a bit more clued upon that side than me.
I'm going to make this pick for you, gentlemen.
No, you're.
I'm making this pick. Jordan Whittington should be your pick right now, because myself and Mike spoke about this. What it was 2-3 weeks ago, Mike. You're getting a high character guy, a leader in the dressing room, a special teams player, and a guy who every one of his teammates absolutely loves.
Are you putting the tight end there?
No, I'm talking about Jordan Whittington, the wide receiver.
I was hoping you was going to, because I was like, gosh, I forgot he was even falling that far.
Yeah. So what would you gentlemen think of taking Jordan Whittington, or would you prefer to take someone up here?
I wouldn't be against it. The wide receiver room is shallower than we think it is, because Cooks is out of contract at the end of the year, I think.
Yeah.
I like the part about the character, and the locker room definitely needs those kind of people.
Yeah.
At this stage in the draft, I'm willing to go with more learned people on the group.
Yeah.
What about what linebackers are still on the board out of interest?
Linebackers. You have Omar Spates, Jackson Mitchell, Darius Muasu, Luke Reamer, Mame Nongjameta, Nathaniel Watson, Jordan McGee, Easton Gibbs, and you're down into guys who are undrafted.
Yeah, I'd pick up some of those.
I'd be happy with that. The wide receiver.
Yeah. Wide receiver. Hopefully Ali, and the DT that Paul was talking about, I think is a good finish.
So if we take Jordan Whittington, we go to our next pick. Okay.
Here we go.
So we're at our next pick. So we want to look for the running back here, do we? Who is still available?
Machine Ali. Yeah.
Rasheen Ali. So we're all happy to take Rasheen Ali.
That's a great pick.
I know that Cowboys
Great pick.
And
I know the Cowboys like Anaya Smith, but he was taken straight after this.
and from me, has to be Evan Anderson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I really like him a lot
No.
That's totally okay.
because he is
Evan Anderson.
he's definitely a Mike Zimmer type of player. Marcius Dial was there. Oh crap!
So we're letting it right out. So this right here is our Dallas Cowboys draft. So we traded down to 34. We gave up our pick 24 and a 2025 fourth round pick. And we received picks 64, 68, and 103. So with pick 34, we took Jonathan Brooks. We traded our pick 56.
No, we got Zach Frazier.
Zach Frazier.
Yeah, no, I called Zach Frazier.
No, you said Jonathan Brooks.
Oh, Zach Frazier. My bad. So we traded pick 56 and went and got pick 59 and pick 123.
That was a good trade, to be fair.
So that has left us with picks 34, 59, 68, 87, 103, 123, 174, 216, 233, and 244. So our first pick was Zach Frazier, offensive center out of West Virginia. Our second pick was Jonathan Brooks, running back out of Texas. Our third pick was Braden Fisk, defensive tackle out of Florida State. Our fourth pick was Malachi Corley, wide receiver out of West Virginia or West Kentucky. Our pick 103 was Kiran Amgaji, offensive tackle out of Yale. Our pick 123 was Jalen Ford, linebacker out of Texas. Pick 174 was Elijah Jones, cornerback out of Boston College. Pick 216 was Jordan Whittington, wide receiver out of Texas. Pick 233 was Rasheen Ali, running back out of Marshall. And pick 244 was Evan Anderson, defensive tackle out of Florida Atlantic.
When the hell did we pick an wide receiver? Oh, I completely missed that. Yeah, I'm out of all that, 216 is just probably whatever.
Okay.
That's not a bad draft. You definitely got what I think for 6 picks you've essentially got 5 stars. The only reason that Malachi Colley's not a star is because you've got 2 players at the minute that are above him, but he's liable to go.
Just to answer Joe's question here, it's like we did draft 2 running backs, Brooks and Ali. So we did draft 2 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get with Brooks, but I would just, in reality, it would be it's definitely a hold off and wait. As like if the Cowboys are drafting him, the signifier there to me is that they know more about the medicals than any of us. I'm more probably than the other teams based on the fact that it was the Cowboys surgeon that did the surgery on him. So that would be big. I mean, like the issue is going to be the outcry that it creates when it happens, because people are going to see that and go, "Oh, great, we've got a running back, but we can't use him for half a season." May not be the case.
Yeah.
I think for me as well, it kind of shows that we don't necessarily need to take a linebacker in the second round, where it's getting predicted quite a lot in these mock drafts that we have to take a linebacker there. There is a fair bit of depth later on that I think we can pick up someone that's definitely serviceable and move about into other areas of need with that second round pick.
I think the big lesson for me from this and other messing around on mock sites is that there is a real range of talent around 80 to 120. So we need to get a fourth back. We need to get late third, whatever. We've got enough holes. We need to pick up some real long-term talent there, and we've shown that we can take those kind of prospects and make them starters very early. So I think we need more capital there to play to our strengths.
Yeah, I think it shows as well with the depth at some of these positions that you could well get starters in the first 5 rounds of your draft, depending, like I said, depending on where you move around or if you move. But based on based on what we've done anyway for the Cowboys, but even if the Cowboys stayed pat and just picked with the picks that we've got out of 5, we've got a pick in every first 5 rounds bar 4, and we could well get four legitimate stars in the first 5 picks. It's just, like I say, Light's trying to get that 4th back just because that is a wasted pick. He's not going to see the field this year. Is he ever going to see the field for the Cowboys? Probably not. And like I say, with all the holes that we've got, did we really need to throw a valuable draft pick at a backup quarterback that when he came, he couldn't even get the backup job when he got here.
What are you talking about, Jimmy? It's Trey Lance season, mate.
Sorry, bro. No, I'm speaking out of turn. My bad. I need to know when to stay quiet. And
don't forget, Paul also got a Trey Lance jersey when he was out there.
Yeah, and not mock Jerry for his picks of quarterbacks and just keeping them right on the bench.
Can't be as bad as Kyle Orton, to be fair.
No.
Hey, we could always bring John Kitna back. Screw it.
Yeah, Kitna for a Super Bowl. I'm going to say this, gentlemen. My learnings from this evening are you guys cannot get yourselves organized to actually make the pick that you're talking about.
Hey, if you want to
I'll take this guy at this position rather than the pick you were making right now. So we're an hour and 15 minutes into this podcast. So I think, look, it's time to get wrapping things up and getting us out of here. We all have homes and families to go and see. Mike, Jamie, what is the plan for Thursday night for our 9 o'clock show?
It's a call-in show.
We talk some Cowboys, some.
So we'll do a pre-draft show at 9 o'clock. We are going to try and get organized with a list of people who are going to come on, ask some questions, other fellow UK Cowboys fans. As long as we get enough people to do it and we can get them signed up and lined up, then that's what we're going to do. Then, obviously, just after midnight, we go live again for the live day 1 draft, the most important day of all.
And just to remind people, just in case Mike thinks he wants to pull up after us, we are not going live for 24 hours.
No way.
I don't think Paul's ready for that. I'm going to say, I don't think you've got over your jet lag yet, have you?
That would be my worst nightmare.
Benefit him.
You're just going to get over your jet lag and then be back onto US time after the draft, aren't you?
I'm getting so shredded right now.
But look, before we do get out of here, Joe, it is your return after a 4-year absence. How have you enjoyed your first show back?
It's been great. Just a kind of apologies not for being around, but cheers for having me back, boys. Really enjoyed it and looking forward to Thursday.
Absolutely. So, as we say, for those who might not have heard it, as we say, 9 o'clock will be a fans show. We'll either have call-ins or we'll have people on the show with Mike and the team. We go live at about quarter past 12, live for the first round of the draft. If the Cowboys drop out of the first round, we are going to riot.
It can happen.
Don't, Mike, don't. I'm not going to pen throw, but I will pen throw if they drop out at first.
Has anybody checked just to make sure Rich's freezer's working again in case he decides to put it in?
Oh man, one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, look, we got to pay the bills. I will pass it over to one of you fine gentlemen.
Go on, guys. Come on. Right. Okay. If you're not going to a game this year, make sure you book it through Cowboys Experience. They got game tickets, stadium tours, and everything in between. And a little added bonus, if you tell them UK Cowboys send you, you get a little free something. And that's it, baby.
And what do you have to use, Mike?
You use the code UK Cowboys.
That is it. So it is a good night from me. I'll pass you off to these other fine gentlemen.
Dallas follower.
Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to join us throughout the draft weekend. Here to welcoming the new members of the family.
And that is
Come
it.
on, Cowboys.
No
The
more.
season starts Thursday.
We
No
are
more.
all in.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
good
more
God.
Project Prospect. No more Project Prospect. That is it. We're done.